All right, for segment 1 today, you get me. And it's, first of all, it's weird. This is segment 1. 2, you get me, and I'm covering a Rifter. I haven't done this before, so let's see how this works out. Yes, I'm going to be covering the Rifter number 18. I'm going to kind of do it in Heathen Dog style with the introduction in this first video, and then the next 2 videos after that, well, you'll find out what they are in just a moment. But for now, let's dive right into what can we find in this awesome Rifter number 18. And I mean that. Actually, I was, even when Heathen Dog covers, I'm like, okay, that's a pretty good book. There's a lot of stuff that I could have covered in this thing. And a lot of stuff I was like, could I do 5 segments maybe? like
book.
Well, kind of, yes. I thought that there's a lot of good stuff in this book. So let's take a look at the table of contents here and see what we've got. It got some art, sure, whatever. From the desk of Kevin Simbita, Palladium President, CEO, Chief Game Designer, yada yada. Well, on page 7, he talks about pirating. And if you know anything about Legion of Myth, I agree with almost every word that Kevin said on this.
Every single PDF that we put online on this show has been paid for.
Here, I'll just prove it right now. Oh, you can barely see it, but is there a page? Let's see. Is there the cover? Cover will be easy. Boom! You can see the watermark of my name down there, right in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, we really can't, but
well,
I take your word.
Okay, well, here, I'll zoom in even more. There you go. Max zoom in. There you go. See that watermark down there?
Yep.
Okay. So yes, I don't believe in stealing PDFs. Now, to be fair, people would be like, I know, Max, you used the Trove before. Yes, I did. I used the Trove to find out if I wanted to get a book. And I'd look at it, and none of those books that I had are on my hard drive unless I purchased them. So, I'm with Kevin on this. I don't steal movies. I don't steal software. I don't steal TV shows, whatever. And yes, I will stand here and call it stealing. And no, just because it's ones and zeros does not mean it's out there for free for everybody. I know there's actually a group of people who believe that once it's digitized, it's for everybody. No. Somebody's work still went into that. Don't steal people's stuff. Palladium News, what do I have for that? This is all old and coming attractions. This is pretty much old stuff. Now, you could say, well, it's talking about the movie. And has it happened yet? So, no.
23 years later? No.
Right? But, I mean, if you really cared about the movie and wanted to go back in time, you could find out about what he was thinking about the Rift movie. There's definitely some excitement around it, right? All right, number 16. This is actually going to be segment 2. We're going to go over the Q&A. It's about 80 to 90% for After the Bomb, but there are at least 2 or 3 questions in there that are all encompassing. And so if you're like, I back Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I want to know maybe a little bit more about certain aspects of it. Well, yeah, I think most of those questions even can relate directly to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when it comes out. So, this was another good one. Heroes Unlimited Expanded Unusual Characteristics Table. Now, this one, I got some notes down here. So I'm like, so this one expands, and I did some rolling on this one. So, for example, you can roll unusual hands and featureless fingers that lack nails and fingerprints. Okay, not something too crazy.
Finger.
What's that?
Sausage fingers.
Sausage fingers. There you go. Another one I rolled was unusual mouth. Had multiple mouths, and then I rolled 1 extra mouth. So it kind of reminded me of those Battlestar Galactica aliens from the 1978 version of Battlestar Galactica, where they had a mouth down here and a mouth up here.
Yeah.
So, of course, they also had extra eyes, but, whatever. And then another one, or the third one I rolled was unusual forehead, armor plate like a Triceratops, AR-14 plus 20 SDC, baby.
Oh, man. A master of Irish headbutting combat.
There you go. And there are many, many other things that you could roll on that as well. Are they great? No. But are they expansive? If you want more ideas, yes. So it's one of those, I think it's a perfect definition of what this book is. Not necessarily canon, but can add more flavor and feature to your games. All right, what do we have over here? Ninjas and Super Spies Mysteries of Southeast Asia. Is this the one I thought was dumb? No, this isn't the one I thought was dumb. So it's got, it dives into like Micronesia and the Philippines a little more. So you have like Filipino stick fighting, which is funny because he kept falling with stick fighters. I don't know why they never, like, especially with Eric being really good with the Oriental style histories and so forth. They didn't call it a scrimastic, but whatever. You have the Dukun. Oh, what is it? Why can't you read my own writing now?
Sorcerer.
Curers. I thought it said couriers. Curers and sorcerers, highly valued members of the community. Low PPE, so most of their spells are rituals. You have the stick fighter. Tons of bonuses when fighting with sticks.
Sure.
You think?
Makes sense. Yeah.
The Beersalat? I don't know how to pronounce that. He's a snap throw, so he dislocates arms, legs, and likes to throw people around.
Yeah. It doesn't sound very deadly, but it stops the fight.
Oh, yeah. Especially after a couple of dislocations and your minus like 5.
You're just on the ground going, mama, please. Stop.
And there were a bunch of new monsters in this as well. So, pretty good article if you're into that sort of thing for Ninja Super Spies. Matter of fact, we had our $100 winner on Friday night, got some Palladium books, and one of them was Ninjas and Super Spies. This could help him out. Doc, if you're watching, there you go. This Rifter's for you also. Next, Heroes Unlimited, Aliens Unlimited, Rifts, and Phase World Planetary Creation Guide. Yes, it's for all of them. If you thought, like me, that the Aliens Unlimited book had way too many aliens in it and not enough other stuff, well, this book's for you. I shouldn't say that. I think it had enough other stuff, but I just felt it had way too many aliens in there. Great, another bird alien. That's awesome. I could roll my own, right? You gave me all the charts to roll my own. Now, this one dives into, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this one because I want to give you the parts of it before I move on. So it's for Aliens Unlimited and Phase World. You can absolutely use this in Phase World. It starts with star, so you get part 1, star system. Now, first of all, star system definition in this is not one solar system. A solar system is a solar system. A star system is like multiple solar systems. So, how big is a star system? What type of stars? Star ratio for the solar systems. How many livable planets, and optionally, how many abnormalities? Are you near a nebula? Is there a black hole that's flying through? Just weird stuff like that, right? Then you've got to dive into each solar system, starting with solar system size, planet type, livable worlds, and the orbital time. Optional ones are number of suns. Like, yeah, you could have a Tatooine thing going on, right? Binary star system.
Sure.
By the way, the game does not follow science. You're okay with that though, right? Because if that was the case, Tatooine wouldn't exist either. No. So let's be fair. This is for a cinematic.
Binary star systems wreck everything. There's no life happening.
Right. And then against solar system abnormalities, like, I don't know, a ley line storm takes up an entire orbit.
Wow.
That sounds fun. Yeah, right. So you got, for here we got, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Leyline storm, Jupiter. Guess who we're never visiting? And then you go into each of the planet types, planet size, general planetary information such as continents and moons. Then you dive into the moons, civilizations, abnormalities. And then the last one are infinite dimensions. How big is the dimension? It could literally be one planet.
Wow.
It could be an entire, star system. It could be like ours, star systems upon star systems upon star systems. Remember, this is also for rifts. So when you get to the edge of that, what does that mean? So obviously that's an optional one that would be for the rifts folks. So anyway, if you want to dive into that, a lot of pages on here. You see it goes from 34 to 47 of charts you can roll on to create your planetary creation guide. I liked it. It's a little bit limited, but look, it's in a rifter.
Yeah.
Right? I think, at least for the purposes of adding it to Aliens Unlimited, it's freaking awesome. I don't know enough about Phase World and what kind of already alien/planetary creations that it has in that book, but for Aliens Unlimited, this is a great addition to it.
Yeah.
All right. Palladium Fantasy Song Magic. Yeah, this was the dumb one.
Oh, Min-May Magic.
Yeah, right? So with an instrument and some PPE, you too can be outlawed by the military.
Awesome.
And XP table goes through level 13, which I thought was a little weird. And then there are 24 magic tunes that it gives you at the end. I don't care to talk about this one anymore.
No, it's fine.
Rifts Wormwood. Wormwood is not one of my favorite places in Rifts. But this is what's both creepy and awesome about this. If you are playing a Wormwood campaign, you now can have bionics? No, you can have gooey symbiotic things strapped to you that basically you purchase, for lack of a better term, like bionics and cybernetics. If you want to be a symbiotic Borgish kind of creature, here you go. It's creepy. It's horrible.
Like a bad idea. It just sounds like at the face of it, first blush, sounds like a bad idea. As I'm thinking about it, digging deeper into the idea, still bad.
So the OCC is called the symbiotic warrior. Humans or DBs that rely upon powers provided by symbiotic organisms, not natural, must be found or summoned. They don't exist. You have to find them or summon them. He's an arsenal of living components like the Borg or like bionics and cybernetics. He has 4d6 plus 30 physical endurance plus 1d6 per level in MDC. So 46 plus 30 plus PE.
Okay. So,
plus 1d6 per level in MDC as natural MDC.
Sure.
That was kind of interesting. Now, to be fair, is that Glitter Boy or true Borg power? No. But he's an MDC creature now. It said human or DB now becomes an MDC creature.
Yeah. Now, in a lot of the other books that have symbiotes in them, that does happen a lot.
Okay.
Where you get hooked up the symbiote and the symbiote's like, hey, you're kind of squishy. So because if you die, I die, I'm going to make you an MDC creature.
Yeah, fair. He has communion magic to control the symbiotes, and there's a whole bunch of symbiotes. It's like it's like having, well, maybe not as good as the Bionic book, but there are a lot of symbiotes that you can get. It's not like 5 that they put in here. They put in a ton of symbiotes that you can get for your Wormwood character. A Long Dark Walk. I did read this one. Oh, this is the Wanderer Psychic RCC. So
Wanderer Psychic.
Yeah, so he's like a shifter, but psychic in a way. So he deals, well, no, I shouldn't say that because I don't think he does dimensional stuff, but he focuses on teleportation and teleshields. He's considered a master psionic. He gets 5 powers, plus the list that's in here. He also gets to choose 5 powers from sensitive and healing. Bonus to save versus horror factor. XP table as a leyline walker, mind melter. 10th, there's a 10th level character in here who's kind of like the first one to do it. So it's like so rare. Nobody studied it. We don't know what this is all about yet. So don't stereotype it, blah, blah, blah. And then gives a bunch of plots and ideas as PCs and NPCs for this. Thought it was neat, but a little too quirky for my taste. But if that's something that's up your alley that you're like, maybe I want to look more into that, well, guess what? It's in here.
Okay.
Coalition Biowarfare Division. Guess what segment 3 is going to be? That's right. Do you want to know why I picked this one over the Aliens Unlimited?
Why?
Because of this right here. But it's not officially sanctioned by Kevin Simbita and Palladium Books.
Oh, that means it's good.
That means it's good.
You got to step back from it, and yet, see, it's not officially sanctioned, and yet you still printed it, Kevin. Yeah, we know. We know.
In fact, moreover, Mr. Simbita warns that bringing in biological warfare, nuclear weapons, and truly advanced nanotechnology can be extremely unbalancing and destructive to campaign game settings and even entire game worlds.
Yeah, because then the Coalition would win.
Well, I think it's funny that this is my segment 3, and it's going to then pass on to you to talk about the Siege on Tolkien.
Coalition winning.
Weird, right? So, yes, I had to. Once I saw that, I had to. You guys know that, he's the Coalition guy. I don't really care all that much about rifts and so forth. I really was considering doing the one from Aliens Unlimited more, but I couldn't say. Once I saw this, I was like, yep, I know what my segment 3 is now for sure. And we'll talk a little bit about, are they overpowering? We'll also probably get into a little bit of a discussion about the idea of, wait a minute, do you really want to play Oregon Trail, the RPG? There are some people out there like, hell no. I'm in the middle, and then there's some people who just love it. I'm in the middle. I love diseases. I love illnesses. I love toxins. when they're interesting and used as relatable to the game world. Not just like as in, look at this, now you got cholera. No.
It's the same thing as, I stole your horse. Like, dude.
Right.
Yeah. Stop it.
So anyway, we have to use it with caution. Nope. Today we're going to use it with abandon.
Caution to the wind. Ah!
All right. Then we have Rift's Phase World Hammer the Forge. I did not read this.
No, there's a chapter in every book. This thing is never ending.
Well, I didn't read the first 17 chapters, so I wasn't going to read this.
It's the encyclopedia of stories. It just keeps going.
Doc, the fun war crime that you missed is in this Rifter. It actually ties into your Ninjas and Super Spies book that you'll be getting soon.
Nice.
So might have to rewind to see that, or wait till this comes out on video, because I'm not going to backtrack to that. But we talked about it goes into some stuff for that you can add to that Ninjas and Super Spies book. Let's see, what do we have next? Yep, I did that one. Is there any more?
Yes, Earth.
Oh, the Nema thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, did you cover? I don't remember you covering part one.
I did cover Chaos Earth, and
you did?
I believe this is another preview of the book. So there's no reason to cover it because I've actually covered the actual book.
Right. I knew that, but I wasn't sure if you'd covered part one, because I considered doing this if you did, but I couldn't remember if you covered part one, so I said no. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the quick breakdown of it. It takes place a few days after the Great Cataclysm. It mostly gives a Nema update. It gives some Chaos Earth OCCs, the Chromium Guardsman, the glitter boy of the time, Nema Field Engineer, Nema Fire and Rescue, Nema Intel Agent, and Silver Eagle Strike Force, which Heathendog can confirm or deny that those are in the Chaos Earth book.
They are.
So, yeah, obviously no reason to go through it. Talks about some paranoid vigilante and militias, OCC, and gives some OCCs and adventures. So, yeah, that was the main thing for this. I didn't feel, again, considering that Chaos Earth has been out for so long, and this really seemed like, hey, we're previewing what's to come, there's really no point in me covering that.
That's fair.
Now, the last thing that I want to look at here is something that Heathendog has talked about a few times. But I want to I want to read it right here. Please note that most of the material presented in the Rifter is unofficial or optional rules and source materials. They are alternative ideas, homespun adventures, and material mostly created by fellow gamers and fans like you. Or gamers and fans like you, the reader. Things one can elect to include in one's own campaign or simply enjoy reading about. They are not official to the main games or world settings. There you go. Now, we say this every time. I wanted to put that out there because when I do cover segment 3, you don't have to use it, but you certainly can use it. If it seems like it fits your game, go for it. If you're like, nope, I don't want to have anything to do with that, then don't worry about it. If somebody comes to you and says, but the Coalition has all of this biowarfare division, I haven't seen that in a book behind me. So, but it is some cool stuff. All right, do you have any questions, comments, concerns from the audience or you, Heathendog, with regard to what's in this Rifter?
I do not. And looking at the chat, they've been talking to each other pretty well.
Cool. All right, well then I guess I'll look forward to seeing you all. There it is. Look forward to seeing you all in segment 2. Now, segment 2 is going to be the Q&A. Yes, we are going to go through all the Q&A like Heathendog did. I don't think this one's as long as the last couple. Certainly not as ridiculous. There's a couple of really dumb questions, but not as bad as the last 2 that he's covered. And it really does have an After the Bomb focus with a couple other questions trickled in. So if that's of interest to you, I look forward to seeing you in the next segment/video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Our YouTube numbers, and as far as impressions go, I showed this on Friday, are tanking. Not our click-through rate, not our view times, certainly not our subscribers. Our subscribers are going up. YouTube is not putting the videos in front of people, so please, please, please share the stuff. I beg of you. Okay, I'm not begging. But if you think that there's a group of people out there, maybe you're in a Palladium group or something that could benefit from this, send the video out there. Got a friend that wants to know more about the Rifters? Boom. Send them all Heathendog. Send them this one. Till then, I'll see you next time.